Hello everybody, and we're about to continue our Let's Play series of Bloodborne and see where adventures can be taking us next. So in our last one, we've been working our way through Castle Cainhurst, and it is time to take on Martyr Ligarius, which is always an interesting adventure of a fight. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes not so much. We'll see how it goes this time. Or several times. He is one of the bosses that can definitely get you a couple times. Depending on if he is really using his blood magic. Sometimes the blood magic can be all over the place on that roof. And this might be the longest run back in the entire game, which is a little unfortunate. All the way over here? It is all the way over here. Because we've got to take the ladder. And sometimes, of course, you can actually fall down from this ladder, which is not ideal. Okay, and then where do we go from here again? Over this way? I always forget, but it's a pretty long path. Let me drop down over here. And right over this way. And over here. And then, there we go. Now, I don't know how much fire paper we actually have. Probably not much. We have bolt paper. Guess we could try it if we need it. Forget if he's even weak to bolt, actually. And let's see how it goes. Of course, the main strategy with Martyr Ligarius is parrying. Another amazing scene right here, though. He is not a happy camper. keeps on doing that. Of course, pairing is your friend. And there we go. And that is Martyr Ligarius. Much easier if you have enough points in skill, because skill impacts the amount of your visceral. And the Crown of Illusions. We don't need that anymore. Where is our crown? One of the precious secrets of Cainhurst. The old king's crown is said to reveal illusions and expose a mirage that hides a secret, and so Ligarius donned the crown of his own volition, determined to prevent a single soul from stumbling upon the vile secret. What visions did he see, sitting serenely upon his new throne? Great question. And let's head on over and talk to the Queen of the Vile Bloods. That is so cool. Now, I don't think there's anything in here up until we get to the Queen's chambers.
Subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore or get thee gone.
Okay, we're gonna grab the other Cainhurst summons right over here. Forget where that shows up, right this way. An old sealed summons, like the first of its kind, it is an invitation to Cainhurst, for whom it is not known, as it lacks an addressee. Okay, we'll need that for a moment. In a moment.
Visitor. Moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Cainhurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of? Well, well. An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight, and take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well. Drink deep of our blood.
Such a crazy idea over here.
Feel the spreading corruption burn.
It would be cool if you got like some new unique abilities.
Of vile blood.
Okay, we got corruption and the Canehurst badge.
We await thy return for the honor of Canehurst.
Okay, awesome. So our new badge. Badge of the Royal Guards of Canehurst, loyal guardians of the Vileblood Queen Annalise. The Vilebloods are hunters of blood and hunt prey as they search for blood dregs. The hunter who joins them is faced with a decision to merely borrow their strength or to become one of them heart and soul. Okay, let's head on over. Back to the hunter's dream. And we won't be needing our crown anymore. There is our old hunter cap. There we go. Okay, we need... I don't know if we have enough. Maybe. It's gonna be close. I think we have to sell some things. We never use blue elixir, honestly. That might be enough.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let...
Let's keep getting that strength up.
Farewell, good hunter.
And we're not going to be using probably this, or is it the impurity? Boost max health. Wait, the corruption one. Continues to heal near death +1, so it's not really something we'll be using. The stamina boost from the hunter rune is a little more helpful, I think. But the corruption rune is several runes contain a nuance of blood, including the corruption. Pledgers to this oath are Canehurst Vilebloods, hunters of blood, who find dregs for their queen in cold blood, particularly in that of hunters. Yet the corrupt are heretics in the eyes of the church, and thus subject to the wrath of the executioners. Okay, there we go. Don't think we have any new gems that are better. Oh. We don't need these trousers on anymore. But they do have pretty good arcane defense, which might come in handy for later on. Okay. Let's see, our next spot, I believe, is all the way by Cathedral Ward. Or the Grand Cathedral as well. I think it's pretty close to each other. We have to find, is it Elfred? I think it's Elfred. We have to give him that summons. Some blood vials. I'd like to say he's all the way over here. I don't think anybody's following us.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest. In his time, Master Logarius led his executioners into Canehurst Castle to cleanse it of the vile bloods. But all did not go well, and Master Logarius became a blessed anchor, guarding us from evil. Tragic, tragic times. That Master Logarius should be abandoned in the accursed domain of the vile bloods. I must free him, so that he may be properly honored in martyrdom. Aha! Is that the sigil of Canehurst? I've heard tell of Canehurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude.
Okay, the Wheel Hunter badge.
Ah, I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets.
Okay, cool. So our new badge. Martyr Logarius led a band of executioners, and this badge was crafted at their dedicated workshop. The wheel symbolizes righteous destiny. Their workshop was a secretive enclave of mystical beliefs and heady fanaticism, which served as the backbone of the executioner's unique brand of justice. Pretty cool. Okay, let's make our way over back to Canehurst now. I don't think Ariana has moved yet. I think that involves something with the nightmare, and she's not quite ready. That might be after Mikolash, actually. Okay, let's actually now go back to Canehurst. And see what has happened to Annalise.
Master, look! I've done it! I've done it! I've smashed and pounded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity! What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
Kind of crazy. Little intense.
You, is it? Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a true martyr. I've done it. I have. I've done it. I have.
Okay, he is all set, and of course we want to pick up the queenly flesh, and that's her head. That is insane. And not much is left. It rides eerily. What remains of Annalise, Blood Queen of Canehurst? This pinkish lump of flesh remains warm as if cursed. All hail the undying Queen of Blood. Pretty crazy. I forget which ones we actually have right now. We have Claw Mark, plus 20. We have Boost Stamina, plus 10. And Visceral Attacks, Restore Health, 300. Okay. I think we want to go... Well, it's not those. Not that one. Lumen Flower Gardens. Next. Time to make our way toward Abritus. She might actually... might benefit us to use bolt paper. Kind of cool to be above the main area of the cathedral. Of course, a Call Beyond. Kind of a tricky spell to use, actually, or hunter tool to use. One of the secret rites of the choir. Long ago, the Healing Church used phantasms to reach a lofty plane of darkness, but failed to make contact the utter reaches of the cosmos. The rite failed to achieve its intended purpose, but instead created a small exploding star, now a powerful part of the choir's arsenal. At times, failure is the mother of invention. Takes 40 arcane, and it's really powerful when everything hits, but it doesn't always hit. In addition, it takes a lot of Quicksilver bullets to use. Oh. Let's forget about those guys. No, just for fun, let's bring along Damien of Mensis. Just for a little added distraction. An amazing area, though. The Altar of Despair is just so cool. And Abritus herself is really cool as well. Oh, we're already dead. My goodness. Works like that sometimes with Abritus. You kind of get stuck in 1 or 2 hits and she will take you down. But let's try again. Barely even had to start that fight. It was over before anything happened. Okay, now let's bring our friend along, seeing as we didn't really get to use him in the first attempt anyway. That is a Brevis. Thanks for the assist, Damien, but we are all the way through now. Awesome. Okay, we don't need our bullet paper anymore. In addition, we can put our queenly flesh on the altar. Time flows in reverse for this scrap of flesh. Just an amazing thing to look at. We have another... I'm not sure which version of ROM this actually is, but pretty awesome. And then, of course, the altar itself is just amazing. Let's see, we picked up a new chalice, the Great Ease Chalice. Chalice that breaks the labyrinth's seal. Great chalices unlock deeper reaches of the labyrinth. The Great Ease Chalice became the cornerstone of the choir, the elite delegation of the Healing Church. It was also the first great chalice brought back to the surface since the time of Bergenworth, and allowed the choir to have audience with Abritus. Pretty awesome. Okay, one more thing to do with this episode before we wrap things up. To talk to Alfred again. As well as Annalise. I think Annalise should be all back together again. And there she is.
Closest of kin, bearer of our blood, I welcome thee. What is thy wish? We await thy return.
Okay, Queen Annalise
For the
has been
honor
resurrected
of Cainhurst.
since we placed her queenly flesh in the altar of despair. Think there's anything over there? And now I believe Alfred is... I'd like to say... we can take Cathedral Ward. That's the way to go. And he should be this way. And then all the way over here. Okay, there we go. And he should be right back when we first met him. And that is what has become of Alfred. We get Radiance. I forget what Radiance actually does. Vile health recovery is up. Okay. So a secret symbol left by the Carol runesmith of Bergenworth, the Rune of Radiance adopted by the sworn executioners under Ligarius. The executioners despise the impure Vilebloods, and no matter what the circumstances, would never cooperate with the bloodthirsty hunters who serve the undead Queen Annalise. Oh, and that must be... Huh. I thought that was Ligarius' crown. Look very similar to the one we have. But I think that's going to about do it for this one. Pretty productive episode, actually. We got through Martyr Ligarius, talked with Queen Annalise, did everything with Alfred, and took on Abritus, which is always a fun fight. So in our next one, it looks like we're going to be making our way toward Mikolash. And that whole fun section. It's always interesting dealing with Mikolash. But we shall see how it goes. Awesome. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll be talking again real soon.